These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Write that down.
Write this down.
Yeah. Welcome to the season finale of the OG edition of Write That Down here on Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd. We are the only show for like 7 years running that actually put statistics next to our predictions here, and the season runs through the Super Bowl, and so this is the season finale here, boys. It's kind of a victory lap for Judd in the batting average department, but there is still some home run drama to be played out. You know, although mathematically, I think we deduced that if he had like 6 incorrect predictions, Declan needed like 6 correct predictions to catch him. So there is still a little intrigue, a little drama, a little intrigue here. So we'll get into the accountability session here in just a moment. But hey, guys, I'm not sure if you've looked at your calendar, 1 week away from Valentine's Day, okay? The shot clock is running out, if you will. So maybe this is your chance to get a shot up with Bachman's handcrafted floral arrangements, decadent chocolate, thoughtful gifts from Bachman's, and you're sure to score some major points. If you are relatively clueless as to what to do on Valentine's Day, let Bachman's help you. 6 metro locations. You can also visit Bachmans.com for easy online ordering. And don't forget to ask about convenient delivery options as well. That's Bachmans.com presenting Write That Down here today. So here's how it works.
Can never go wrong. Bachman's, baby. Write
Judd,
this down.
the Valentine's Day expert. Take it from Sports Dad. Yeah.
You can never go wrong. The gal always loves it, especially the delivery, right? Because that's like extra special. So
it is. It really. Well, I think if you can deliver it yourself, that could just depends. Maybe it's a work delivery.
I was gonna say, I think if she's at work, it's more special, right? Because then her friends,
depending on what she does for a living, like if she's a surgeon or something, and she's doing open heart surgery.
Into the surgery room.
Hey, it's Bachman's.
Hey, put that transplant on hold. I'm Johnny from Bachman's.
Let me wipe the blood off my hands and grab those flowers. Bachmans.com, guys. Bachmans.com. So here's how Write That Down works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. Those are the parameters. We keep track of batting averages and home runs if your prediction goes above and beyond, like just kind of a basic correct prediction. And listeners, if you want to participate, like our guy Tim is about to here in a few minutes, send Declan a message through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled for some time here in the coming weeks. Okay, are you guys ready to be held accountable?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with batting average leader, Judd Zulgad, trying to go almost wire to wire this year.
Okay.
He had one thing come off the board. So this is going to be tough for you, Dex.
That's okay.
Judd said Anthony Edwards would be fined at least $15,000 for his officiating comments from last week. He got fined $40,000.
Yep.
So Judd
cheating
goes
ass
1 for
refs,
1.
I think.
Cheating ass
Being
refs.
picked up by a mic didn't help his cause at all.
Cheating ass refs. Print the shirts.
It's actually what Judd says too when we give him crap, for Write That Down. But to me and Mac, cheating ass.
No, I play the game. I told you guys, I play the game the right way. I play the game the right way. I play it hard.
You play the game
on
the edge. You're the Draymond Green.
I do not cross the
Green
line. I play the game the right way.
Deebo Samuel might get banged up in a football game.
Injured. Leave. Holding his shoulder.
I had a couple incorrect Anthony Edwards predictions. I said he'd drop at least 40 against the Mavericks. And then in a separate one, I said he'd have 12 free throw attempts or more against the Mavericks. They didn't need any of that stuff from him to smoke the Mavericks. But I did tell you, and this was a buzzer beater because he did it, I think, on the last day of the month. Luka Garza, who only plays in blowouts, he only gets in for like 2-minute chunks here and there. I said he would hit a 3-pointer at some point by the end of the month. I think there was 2 weeks left in the month when I said this. And he did, dang it. With like a minute to go in garbage time. I think it was against the Mavericks, too. He cashed one. He took like 4 of them, too. He was just out there.
Who could blame him?
Yeah.
He knew that prediction was at stake here.
Yep.
Okay, listeners. Zach said Marc-Andre Fleury would play more games than the Gus Bus by the NHL All-Star game. I believe he came like 5 games short of.
Got hurt
Gustafson.
too. That didn't help him.
Yeah, they both missed time.
And then Mike said Kirill Kaprizov would play over 75 games and score at least 50 goals. Well, he has missed 7 games, which means mathematically he can only play 75 if he plays every game the rest of the year. So he cannot play over 75 games.
Look at you.
Tough one. All right. Look at this for Declan, though.
Nice.
Look at this, dude. Oh, man. Said the Wolves would beat the Mavericks by at least 20 points, which I know that they weren't playing their starters in full, but when you predict that an NBA game is going to be a 20-point blowout, it's a home run. And then you said the Twins would acquire a player with at least 150 career home runs between, I think it was last week and opening day. Carlos Santana has 301 career home runs.
Very, very solid.
Speaking of garbage time, getting your swing right to close the year, here, this is how it goes.
Wow, look at this
home
guy.
runs,
Get the
couple
flag.
completions.
Get comfortable. Get
Yep.
very comfortable.
So with that here, Judd still has a healthy batting average lead, 322 to Declan's 290. I'm at 273. Listeners at 261. I lead with 14 home runs. Listeners have 13. Declan up to 11 home runs. So you're within range.
Mm-hmm.
And Judd has 10 home runs on the season. All-time career stats going back about 6 years. Declan with a 360 career average. Judd 328. Way ahead of myself and the listeners in the mid-260s. Judd has 307 career hits, leads all time. And listeners have 55 home runs, which leads all time. So there we go, boys.
Very nice.
There's the economy. Let's get Tim in here, our guest listener predictor, making his debut. Tim and his daughter, correct?
Yes, my daughter, one of my my own Minnesota Twins that are 20 years old.
Nice.
You and Joe Mauer, just pumping out twins.
All right. I got my Bomba shirt on for the Bomba squad.
Yes,
like
that was a great marketing run. The 2019 Twins.
Rosario.
Yep, Eddie
All
Rosario.
credit to him.
Yep, love it, man. So Tim, what's your background as a Minnesota sports fan? When did you get hooked on these crazy teams?
Probably about the day I was born. I remember watching. I was born in 1965, and I remember watching the playoffs when they were playing Baltimore and in the early 70s.
Yep.
Yeah.
And probably about 8 or 9 years old when my dad showed me WCCO on the radio, I was hooked on the Twins.
Yeah. What do you have like a favorite player growing up?
Well, probably growing up, Rod Carew, but as Kirby Puckett is my favorite player.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, mine too. Different generation, but he was also my favorite player as a kid. 100%. So, Tim, we're going to go around the room 3 times. We'll start with you, make your first prediction, then Judd, Declan, me, and then we'll take 3 trips. So, the floor is yours. What is your first prediction, sir?
Well, my second favorite sport is the Minnesota Gophers basketball, and I'm picking that the Gophers will make a top 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament.
Oh,
Yeah, dude,
After
right now
last
they
night,
are 4. They're
Yeah, they're
4th
4th.
right now. Yeah, they're ready to rock.
Big win last night. That was fun to watch.
That's the first game I've watched all year because I don't have cable, but they were on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Tom Izzo was in town. Kirk Cousins was sitting right behind the Michigan State bench. They tried to give him a Gopher jersey, and he rejected it.
Wow.
Yeah, traitor.
Yeah, he basically threw it at his wife because I think Julie was sitting right by Kirk, and he like took it and smiled for a second, and then just went like that with.
And then he just like nervously did a skull chant instead, like
cheer for me. Sorry, cheer for me.
Judd, what's your first prediction?
Bill Belichick
Write this down.
will spend 2024 working for a network that carries the NFL as a studio analyst.
Wow.
Bill Belichick will be a studio analyst and handsomely paid, might I say. And I don't know where. One thing to keep an eye on is I believe all of the CBS studio contracts are up. I believe all of those contracts are up, and I believe that there's a fighting chance. I read Phil Simms, not sure if he'll be brought back. I'm guessing James Brown comes back, Burleson comes back, but like, could Cowher say that's enough? Could Boomer? He's in and out of stuff a lot, so I think that there's a very good chance, off the record, that Belichick ends up at CBS, but he will get a job as a studio guy.
I would be fascinated to see, does he show some personality? Do you guys think he'd be good in that role, or would it be a complete train wreck?
I don't know, because he's got personality when he wants to.
Yeah.
Without having a team to coach, I think he might show more than we expect.
Yeah, I think too, if he were to ever decide mentally that, okay, I'm done coaching, which I don't think he's there yet.
I agree.
He might even show some more stuff. I'm surprised Bill Cowher never got back in the game.
Everyone thought he would. I
18
think he
years.
lived. I think he lived or lives in Carolina, and so the
Panthers,
expectation was he would always get that job eventually. And yeah, it's very bizarre.
Yeah, I mean that job's been open about 5 times. I feel
exactly.
And they've whiffed on a bunch of coaches. Okay, Declan, your first prediction.
Write this down.
You know what? I'm going to go here. I know I'm the most noted fan of this team, but Tim has inspired me. The Gophers will make the NCAA men's tournament.
You sniped me.
I mean,
They'll be back dancing. They'll be dancing.
So right now they're outside the top 70 in the Ken Palm. So they their strength of schedule and the off non-conference schedule is kind of hurting them. But
strength of schedule was garbage until Big Ten play. Patrick tweeted last night, or X'd last night, that they'll have to win almost certainly a Big Ten tournament game.
Yeah.
And if they win a Big Ten tournament game and they don't fall apart, they're in good shape. And the Big Ten tournament in our backyard, right here at Target Center.
Right here in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I'm excited for it, actually.
Okay, write this down. I don't think any of us have officially made this prediction, so I guess I will. Mike Zimmer will become the new defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. So they're interviewing Rex Ryan. They've interviewed Mike Zimmer, and they've done a couple other interviews too. So it's definitely Ron Rivera, I guess, is being speculated to. So there's some veteran OG defensive guys.
Just a bunch of old guys like me getting through there.
So, but Mike Zimmer will rise above all of these candidates, and he will be the next defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
All right, back to Tim.
My second pick is that Royce Lewis is going to make the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Good one.
If he stays healthy, he's got to be an All-Star, I would think.
I sure expect it.
Do you think? Do you like that Carlos Santana? You seem like a ball guy. Like you pay attention. Carlos Santana, yay or nay?
Yay. It's a decent deal. Assuming that there wasn't somebody better out there, but he definitely. I like the platoon idea with him and Krylov.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can occupy first base, DH, and you can figure out something there for sure. Okay, Judd.
Carlos Santana will have 4 or more home runs by the end of April. So you got days off, you got delays because, of potential snow and rain, blah, blah, blah. So you ordinarily don't play a ton of games, but he has 4 or more bombs by the end of the month.
Okay.
I think he'll hit some bombas.
Okay. I've been tinkering with 3 different models of what my opening day lineup version 2.0 for left-handed and right-handed pitching. For left-handed pitching, this is a very difficult exercise. I'll just say that. Difficult in a good way, by the way.
Too many
difficult
options?
in a bad way. Too many options.
Dude.
Yeah, too many options. Very interesting options.
We'll do that tomorrow.
They're too good.
Score on Twin Show.
The Twins are going to be too good for their own good.
Too good. Got Twins, Gophers.
What am I supposed to do?
Amazing. Okay, Declan.
All right, I'll make a hockey one. Wild back in action after the All-Star break from the last week. They have the lowly Blackhawks. I'm just going to make this one. The Wild win by multiple goals against Chicago. They'll win by 2 or more goals, basically. So they will win by 2 or more goals against the Chicago Blackhawks. Start the season strong. Second half strong.
All right, write this down here. I'm going to take Judd's Santana prediction, and I'm going to one-up it. He's got a flair for the late-inning dramatics.
Yep.
No. I don't care about quantity. I care about quality of home run.
Oh, I like the Bombas.
Carlos Santana will have a go-ahead 9th inning or later. How about this? A go-ahead bottom of the 8th inning or later home run for the Twins in April. In the first, because they don't have a game in March, right? So by the end of April,
I think they do.
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they start in Kansas City again in March.
So, okay, we'll say
March,
by
April.
the end of April,
By
he
the
will
end
have a go-ahead bottom of the 8th or later home run.
Yeah,
I just screwed myself if he hits a game-tying home run, and I acknowledge that, but it's fine.
Last weekend in March, that's opening day for most teams. So
Okay. Carlos Santana, I like it.
Write this
We talked
down.
about it earlier this week. Check it out, Score North Twin Show. Okay, Tim, your third and final prediction, sir.
Well, this is my bid for a home run. One, Ober will have 190 innings pitched. And two, Pablo Lopez will be top 3 in the Cy Young.
Okay.
Nice.
So a workhorse, Bailey Ober, and then Pablo Lopez taking another step, basically, as the staff ace.
Yes.
I like it.
All right. Do you think do the Twins take another step in the playoffs this year? Off the record, of course.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm still assuming we're getting a pitcher. One more
Yeah.
pitcher now or straight to the
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, there's going to be pitchers available in 3 months from now. So I wouldn't panic too badly if they don't do anything in the next couple weeks.
All right.
See,
Judd?
I prefer they do it now. I don't trust Derek Falvey at the deadline. I'd much prefer they do it now. Their trades around this time of year far more solid than their history of getting fleeced by teams in July.
I don't know. They got Joe Ryan. They got Duran at the deadline.
Joe Ryan was a dump.
I mean, it's still a trade, Judd. It doesn't matter if it's
No.
a win or a lose, it's a
Tyler
trade.
Malley was a guy that they got. I'm talking about when they've made trades to solidify themselves for a playoff run. It's a disaster.
They have whiffed
It's a
on. They have
disaster.
whiffed
The
on
Nelson
some
Cruz
deadline
trade.
trades.
The Nelson Cruz trade's a great trade, but that's a dump trade. I trust him to dump. I mean, hell, I can dump.
Oh, we know you can dump. That's right. Yeah.
Didn't mean it like that, and that is very that's a disgusting
That's a
act.
disgusting act by Zolgad.
Hey, Tim, great work on your predictions here, sir. Is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped bring you to this pinnacle moment right now?
Well, I want to thank my beautiful bride of 32 years for putting up with all my sports fanaticism. And I want to call out my friend for over 50 years, Don Mohern, who's the women's basketball coach at St. Kate's in St. Paul.
Awesome,
Nice.
man. Don, all right.
Very nice.
Nice work, Tim. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, there he is, guest listener predictor Tim taking his swings.
Just once, I want a guy to say, I want my wife of 30 years to thank me for bringing all of the love for sports, my passion
Into
for
her
sports,
life.
into
Yeah.
her life. And she is so lucky. Dawn is so fortunate that I have brought my passion for sports to her.
She called you out on Twitter yesterday. Called you the sports baby, not
Sports
the sports
baby
dad.
because of
Wow.
my injury, and I could barely walk last night.
Yeah, what's the update here?
I was
What
limping.
are you going to go to urgent care?
No. It still hurts, but I am. I can limp now. I went to run some errands at Byerly's and Target, and like I could barely walk
So if you have a bum foot, why are you running errands?
because I was asked to.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Did you
Because
hop on one of those little motorized scooter
I
carts
should
to
have.
do your grocery shopping?
my
I
God.
should have. I could barely walk. I'm
Okay.
now to a point, and plus, I got a bat for a cane.
Did you take that to the grocery store? Your bat?
You know, I was thought about it, but then I'm like, if I walk into Byerly's with a bat, I probably am going to get tackled.
Yeah, it's
And then
tricky.
they're going to call the SLP
Yeah, do you know
cops.
where the blah?
and then they're going to
He's
call the
just pointing.
cops.
Hey, you.
And yeah, I didn't think it could end well,
Is that register open over there?
Okay.
but I was
We need
absolutely a mess. Yes.
we need AJ either to come over to your house and or film you doing activities in a cart or with that bat.
Well, I could just walk around with the bat.
Yeah, you might
I mean,
you might have to walk
I
around
literally
with the
limp
bat.
around with the bat.
Yeah. Okay.
I think something might be sort of broken, but it's probably just a small bone.
You might want to get that checked.
Might want to go look at that. Yeah.
I'm going to see. It's improved a lot.
The bone's just sticking out of the skin. I
It's
don't know.
improved a lot. You
Something
got to be
feels-
tough. You
something
got to be
feels
tough.
wrong.
I cover sports. I cover men that should be
I
tough.
cover sports.
Yeah, just because I complained, the wife did call me the sports baby on
Sports
X,
baby.
which really offended me because I was not it hurt.
Well, listen, folks. If you want to see Judd Zulgad limping around like a sports baby, you can see him on Saturday at the Minnesota Golf Show. So this is a great event, whether you like golf or maybe you don't even like golf and you just want to hang out with us on Saturday at 2 o'clock as we do a live podcast on the Josh Arnold investment stage. Come hang out with us. The Minnesota Golf Show runs Friday through Sunday at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Information about tickets, mngolfshow.com, schedule, mngolfshow.com. But Saturday at 2 o'clock, we're going to be doing a live podcast. We'd love to meet as many of you as possible. So come hang out with us and give Judd some tips on how to heal faster. You'll find Mr. Miyagi hands for you.
I'll bring my bat.
Okay.
To limp around with.
I'm not sure if security will let you
I
bring a
might get
bat in
arrested
there, but
too, though.
Yeah.
Get
on the ground.
Get on the ground. On the ground now. No, my foot hurts.
Also, our friends at Zero Res are here to deep clean your homes. When's the last time you actually deep cleaned, not just vacuum, but like deep cleaned your home? Carpet, air ducts. Zero Res is here with a 4.9 out of 5-star rating on Google. 17,000 reviews, by the way. So it's a lot of validation right there. Ask for the Score North special and get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $119 and a free hallway. And this month, take $75 off when you get your air ducts Zero Res clean. That's 952 Zero Res or ZeroResMinnesota.com. Spell it forward or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Write this down.
All right. Judd, your final prediction of the season here.
The Washington Commanders will have the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Oh.
I think they're going to go up and get it. Makes perfect sense because the Bears, if the Bears want to take Drake May, probably move down a pick. The Bears will get a lot for a simple switch. And I don't think you hire Cliff Kingsbury not to try to move heaven and earth to get Caleb Williams. Do you? Like, it just seems to me like if you're going to get Kingsbury, you're getting him because partially of what he can do, or you think
maybe, yeah. I do think that the fact that he got a job as a head coach in the NFL after the Texas Tech, like he was just kind of a mid-college coach.
Yep.
Teams do view him as like one of the young, revolutionary, offensive-minded guys. So I don't know that they view him on like that McVay level, but I mean, he has enough respect to get some pretty high-profile jobs. So I don't think it guarantees it, but I like where you're going with this. I like where you're going. Okay, Dex, your final prediction of the season here.
All right, I've been trying to get right on the PGA Tour predictions, so I'm gonna make another one here. Waste Management Open, very fun Open. Love the Waste Management Open.
Kyle Tighe is out there all weekend, by the way, at the Waste
Rain
Management.
though,
yeah,
lots of rain.
Oh, that's too bad.
In the forecast.
It is, and actually, it was the Super Bowl and Waste Management was the same year because they was in Arizona last year. It's probably the number 1 golf tournament I would love to see in person would be Waste Management Open. So write this down. Scotty Scheffler has won back-to-back years at the Waste Management Open, and he has shot, I believe, like 19 and 16 under respectively in both those winning rounds. So I'm just going to say this. Scotty Scheffler shoots at least 15 under at the Waste Management Open. I don't know if he'll win it again, but he will have another dominant weekend. It's an easy course. So he'll shoot at least 15 under at the Waste Management Open.
Scotty Scheffler.
Write this down.
So are Live and PGA still scheduled to come together?
It's all very much like they're still very separate and
I know
very much apart right now. So we don't really know what the whole thing is going to shape into. They might just keep them separate. And then there was like Justin Thomas and a couple, I think Ricky Fowler and a couple other top players were saying just this last week during the media stuff that if any of those Live players want to come back to PGA, then they should be penalized in some way or they should have to sit out or whatever. It's a mess, man. Like
John
the
Rahm
Live
in shorts looks really weird.
I know.
Guys wearing shorts looks really weird.
If you look at the top 10 leaderboard for that Live tournament this weekend, I mean, it's like
I know
some of the best players in the
That's what I'm
world. They're just
saying.
playing on this random ass tour, playing in khaki shorts and stuff
on teams,
Super
right?
weird.
Like with team garb on,
And no
stuff.
one cares about the teams. I don't know why they're trying to make team golf a thing, but have you seen some of the team names too?
No.
Like who decides these?
Don't criticize it too much. You don't know who might find out. I think the Saudis are doing a great job. But by the way, I think they're doing fantastic.
awesome.
Okay.
I think the
good.
Saudis are just great. You guys
Yeah,
are
the,
great. My house is safe now.
It's Cleeks GC, Crushers GC,
That's Phil
Fireballs GC, the High Flyers led by Phil Mickelson. The Ironheads with Kevin Na.
Dex and I love all this.
Pull the
Dex and
trigger.
I think this is great.
Yep.
You guys are doing great work.
Okay.
Have you guys ever seen that video of Kevin Na from like 10 years ago when he had the yips? He literally couldn't pull the trigger on his swing.
Oh no.
And so there's like a 30 or 40 second clip of him in the tee box at some tournament, and he's like waggling, and he's like, he's trying to start his swing. It's like a mental block, and he goes, pull the trigger, pull the trigger.
I thought you were talking about how, because my buddy does it on the course too. The Kevin Na grabs the ball before it hits the bottom of the pin.
Oh,
he'll do that all the time. There's that hilarious clip where he's playing with Tiger, and Tiger like makes fun of him,
rushes
as he,
to the hole,
sinks the putt to grab before it really hits the ground.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Okay,
Write
this down. Final prediction of the season here. I think I need another home run here before the end of the year, so I'm going to go with this one. This is the Joe Montana Bowl 2.0. 49ers versus Chiefs. Joe Montana will be shown on camera at some point during Super Bowl. I don't even know if he's going to be at the game or whatnot, but I'm going to say Joe Montana will be shown on the Super Bowl coverage, either pregame or during the game.
Oh God.
It'll be up in a suite or something, or they'll
it's gotta
have
be
him
Joe
do an
Montana
interview.
current day.
Yes.
So if they do a package on Joe Montana.
Yeah. If they
count.
did like a Super Bowl highlight package, that doesn't count.
Gotcha.
I'll say well, I guess they could show if they do some sort of like Chiefs 49ers. All right, whatever. Current day Joe Montana will be shown
Okay.
pregame or during the game.
Okay.
I was trying to think of for Purple Daily, and even I guess for this too, but like I always like to do like a commercial prop. I can't think of I feel like the commercials have kind of lost some of the luster.
have.
It's not as
Because they leak.
Yeah, and they
get
leak.
They
out
leak
too now.
because there's more value in like the social media sharing of like the viral nature of the commercials than, yeah. Okay. Hey, heck of a season here, boys. Either way, whatever happens this weekend, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure making predictions with you, and then it's a clean slate starting next week here. The OG edition of Write That Down on Minnesota
Write this
Sports
down.
with Mackey and Judd.